All right, good evening, everybody. This is your professor, Dr. Jace Austin, and this is still week two. That's right, week two, because of how things are handled in this class for your 7313 course, which is collection management. Now, what I'm going to do here is I didn't get a chance to do it the first week, and I apologize, but pretty much every week I'm just going to do a little bit of a check-in video, and most of them are going to be optional. They'll be put up either Monday or Tuesday of the week, and for the most part they are optional. Usually I don't make my introductory videos optional, but this one is going to be optional as well, and it'll be labeled as such. If a check-in video is mandatory, then I will label it mandatory, but this one is not, nor are any of the others um that well, this one is not, and most of them will not be. Let me put it that way. So the reason why I like to do an intro check-in video is so that people can kind of settle their nerves. They can see who's going to be grading them. They can learn a little bit about me, hopefully get a little more comfortable with me, and that's just how I roll. Now, I am going to say something right off the bat, though. So, I've been an instructor here in Missouri, and I've also been an instructor down in South Carolina. Down in South Carolina, my teaching evaluations were very high, and people used to say things like, hey, he's real, he's relatable, blah, 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 we like him. And I'm just going to call it what it is. Here in Missouri, not so much. People say that I'm abrasive, that I'm aggressive, that I'm defensive, yada, yada, that they're not comfortable reaching out to me, so forth and so on. I teach the same way that I taught in South Carolina. So really, I think it's largely an East Coast versus Midwest thing, or down South versus Midwest thing. I know I'm dating myself when I say this, but if any of you all are familiar with the old TV show In the Heat of the Night, I know that that show was on before a lot of you were even born, but I remember it as a kid. And I'm a small town southerner. I'm from Soul City, North Carolina. And the way people are on In the Heat of the Night is pretty much how I am. Take it or leave it. We southerners can be pretty direct, and we can be kind of blunt, and we don't have some of the same Midwestern niceness in our communication that I've noticed a lot of Midwesterners are used to. And I think that's why Midwesterners, and this isn't a knock of Midwesterners, because trust me, I can talk bad about the South all day. There's a lot of bad to be said about the South, and I lived in the South for the first 35 years of my life, so I know what that's about. But it is just a different region, and I think a different culture as well. So my thing is, what I need to let you all know is that, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just gonna say that if you think I'm aggressive or abrasive, or that it's uncomfortable talking to me, just know that this is nothing. You are going to meet some very strong personalities in librarianship. If you go to conferences, you're going to see it. If you start following librarians on Twitter, which I recommend you all do, some of the big names would include Alicia Hinscliffe and Jim Neal as well. And there are some others. I'll probably put up a list of people you can follow. April Hathcock is also another big name. But I am just going to say that, yeah, if you start following librarians on social media, if you see how librarians interact in the ALA think tank, I'm sorry, but this ain't nothing. And if you think it's uncomfortable to approach me, then just try it. You might be surprised about how friendly I am. And I'm a very friendly guy. Again, in the South, that's all I heard. He's nice, he's relatable, whatever. But here in the Midwest, not so much. So it's just a different style. And I've toned down some of my Southern ways in order to make Midwesterners a little more comfortable with me. But I'm also going to say, don't be so uncomfortable that even a figure like me is somebody that you do not feel comfortable talking to, because there are personalities that make me look like Mr. Rogers in this field. I'm not even joking. So now that we've got that out of the way, let me just let you all know a little bit about me so that you know who is grading you. Again, people just call me Dr. Jace. You can call me Jace, you can call me Jason. I don't have to deal with the formalities of doctor. But Dr. Jace is just kind of the persona that people kind of associate with me. So that's what it is. Like I said a few minutes ago, I'm from Soul City, North Carolina, originally. Small area of about maybe at its peak 300 residents. About an hour and 15 minutes away from Raleigh, North Carolina, which would be the biggest place that anyone has ever heard of. I got a bachelor's degree in English from the University of North Carolina at Wilmington, a master's degree in library of science from North Carolina Central University, which is the only historically black college with an accredited library science program. And I got my PhD in 2017 from the University of South Carolina in library and information science. So that brought me here. I've been here with Sissel at Missouri since August of 2018. So I just celebrated a year here. There's still a lot to learn. It takes about 2 or 3 years to really get in the swing of being a professor, especially since they put different courses on your rotation each semester. Having said that, this is my first time teaching 7313. I sent a little email where I described that as well. So just know there are going to be a few growing pains. I'm sorry about that. One thing is that the best practice I've noticed here at Mizzou is to teach a course the way that previous instructors have taught it. So Dr. Bendler, who is, or I just call her Dr. Beth, who is, she's been here at Sissel longer than I have, and she's been teaching this particular course longer than I have, and she's actually teaching it this semester. So she's teaching one section, I'm teaching one section, and I am teaching the class exactly how she teaches it. I am adding this video component for optional videos, but for the most part, this class is being taught exactly how Dr. Beth teaches it. So there are some things that go along with that, just so you know. Again, there are going to be some growing pains. This is my first time teaching this particular course. And what I do is I do kind of a plus delta throughout the semester, saying what with this delivery works for me, what does not. And then I modify the course a little bit more to my comfort level in the future. But right now, the way it's being taught is exactly how Beth teaches it. So just have that in mind. I am communicating with Beth quite frequently this semester as I figure out exactly how to deliver the course in the best way possible. So, you know, just sort of hang in there. We're going to get through this. If you have questions, just email me, austinj@missouri.edu. Now, I'm in a joint position. I am both a full-time faculty member for Mizzou, but I am also a librarian for UMKC, and my office is actually on the campus of UMKC in Kansas City. So I say that to say that my response time to email and also my grading, unfortunately, is a little bit slower than some other instructors in this program, because I am getting 2 streams of emails. I get the institutional emails from 2 different institutions, plus I do also have to advise, I have to recruit, I do job placement, and I do publishing and presentation. So with all that going on, I stay pretty busy. So I'm going to try to get your assignments graded as soon as I possibly can. And I try to respond to emails as soon as I possibly can. But just know that I may not be as fast as some of these other professors. It just is what it is. Some other things just to know about me are, in order for us to have a successful class here, is For one thing, as I mentioned in my welcome email, because this is my first time teaching this course, I am not going to grade it. I'm not going to be grading as strictly as I will be in the future. Okay, so because one thing that I have to do is get a gauge for how well students perform under the instructions that they're given in this course, and I have to react appropriately. So I know what to expect from students in the future based on how you all do, but right now I am just in the learning phase myself. So that is what it is. So don't slack off, but definitely know that there will be some leeway in grading and things of that nature while I'm trying to figure this course out. Another thing that you need to know offhand is that if you need extensions, please reach out to me. I do have language in the syllabus related to extensions and when I will grant them and so forth and so on. But, the main thing is just reach out. Again, people say they're uncomfortable with me here. Again, no one was uncomfortable with me in South Carolina, so I don't really understand it. But what I am going to say is be comfortable. There are personalities that make mine look very, very docile. So if my personality seems abrasive, I would say just wait, but also challenge yourself to try to deal with somebody that you think might be a little abrasive, because you are going to come in contact as a librarian with people who are from the South and who are from the Northeast and who are from the West Coast. And they may be a little different, but just because they're a little different doesn't mean that they're not nice people who are worth communicating with. And some things that I would say are that, it doesn't have to be the death of a close family member or the death of a close friend or you being in the hospital it doesn't have to be that dire for me to grant you an extension. So if you have things like, okay, you're depressed because your dog died, I totally understand death of a pet. If an assignment is due Thursday and your dog died Wednesday, let me know. I'll give you a few extra days. If your significant other broke up with you, let me know. If your significant other broke up with you on Wednesday or Thursday and the assignment is due Thursday, hit me up. I will give you a few more days to take care of it. I am very human. I'm very easy to talk to, and I am very reasonable. So when things don't go well, let me know, and I will try not to compound your issues. Some other things that I just want to say just in housekeeping are I definitely want you all to do three things for the sake of wellness. First of all, exercise if you can find the time. I know a lot of you are working and in class, so you don't have maybe the time to exercise. But if you can get to the gym, get to the gym. If you can exercise at home, whether it's lifting weights or running or doing yoga or whatever, it's all exercise to me. But make sure that your body and mind are in the same frame. Okay. Another thing that I would want to say is, again, for the sake of wellness, I want you all to, if possible, take at least 3 hours a week. That's at the very minimum. At least 3 hours a week where you're not doing schoolwork and you're not doing homework. And do something that you enjoy every single week, whether that is watching a movie, whether that is having a cigar and some cognac, whether that is going to the tanning booth or getting a massage or taking a bubble bath or watching a sporting event on TV, whatever the case may be. I want all of you to take some time for yourself every single week. If you can get 2 or 3 hours a day, that's even better, but 2 or 3 hours a week is the bare minimum. I'm not grading you on that. I'm just saying I want to keep you all in the program. I want you all to be successful. So that is part of how we make success. Also, I'm a big believer in hugs. If you got somebody that you can get a consensual hug from, family, friends, whatever, try to do it. It puts you in a good frame of mind. It gives you a connection with other people, and connections with other people are very important. Now, we'll discuss a few other things Thursday night. We do have our first synced session on Thursday night. September the 5th from 7 to 8:30. We are going to do introductions. We are going to talk about some of the reading material, and we may finish early. Now, I don't do as many synced sessions as Beth does, so this is new territory for me as well. So just know I'm a little uncomfortable as well. But again, I'm teaching the class exactly how Beth teaches it. So yeah, I'll probably have fewer synced sessions in the future, but I have to sync these up this time around the same way that she does, because I am, again, teaching the class the same way that Dr. Beth teaches it. All right, so I look forward to seeing you all Thursday. I will be taking attendance. For those of you who are in my 7314 class, I'm not taking attendance in that class. Don't get the classes confused. I will be monitoring who does and who does not show up for the synced sessions here. So please know that, please understand that, please appreciate that. Because we're doing introductions as well on Thursday, we will probably not get out before 8:30 Central Time, but in the future, we will probably, it may only be an hour. So we'll just have to see, and we'll have to play that and see how it goes. But the sync sessions are also a chance for you all to get to know each other. One of my favorite song lyrics, you will hear this every time you take a class with me, is a singer slash rapper named Yellow Wolf. He says, "Don't tell me sky is the limit, because it ain't about what you can do. It's about who knows who in this American dream." And that's some real talk. So I actually still tap a network that I started when I was in library school, and I want you all to be able to do the same. So really, part of the reason we're going to be getting together in these sync sessions is so that you all can communicate in real time, hopefully get to make a few friends in the class, and hopefully these will be friendships that will last throughout your career. So I do look forward to seeing you all on Thursday. And aside from that, that's pretty much it for right now. If you have questions, again, just hit me up via email and I will get to them as soon as possible. I like you guys. I hope to eventually learn to love you guys. We are going to have a good semester, and we are all going to learn from one another, because learning is a two-way street. So with that said, I'm out of here. Have a good night. I'll see you Thursday. Peace out.